Kia ora, and welcome back to Bro Discourage on the Buckley Blowout 2025. We're here at the Buckley Golf Course in the lovely Shannon. And we're just seeing a few shots there of the drive up to the course. But what's been happening in the first 9 holes, it's been quite exciting, and the competition's getting close. So we'll see how we get on in the second 9 holes here at Buckley. What's the score looking like, Gus? It's pretty close.
Hi there, I am Gus Heiser, and yes, it is very close. It could not be closer when we ended our first 9 holes. 3 of the 5 players, Johnny, Sergey, and Cannon, are all on 9 under, and then Andy and Gary Jarvis are on 8 under par.
Yeah, well, there's been a few bogeys, even a quadruple bogey, so anybody could win this one. It's just a matter of who plays the best.
Certainly is a beautifully laid out course. Here in Shannon, the elevation of some of the tees and the basket placement make the course an interesting challenge.
So here we have the final 5 in the Buckley Blowout 2025 on hole 10, 77 metres. Johnny tees off. Gets it out there. There, Cannon Larson. Quite impressed with his throw. Young man from Paipakariki. Oh, hits the tree, straight down. Good shot of the basket there. Gary Jarvis. Manages to keep it pretty straight. Gets up there by the tree. Sergey Sanin. Bit of a sidearm flick there. Hits a tree, bounces off. Andy Davey, after getting that bogey on the last hole, tees off last. Gets a nice straight throw down the middle. A little forehand flick here from Sergey, bit of a roller out there. Another little recovery shot there. Curve it into the basket there with Andy. Cal Larson. That was a putt from out wide. Nice putt there from Sergey. What a shot with a bogey though. Not a great putt there from Andy. Hits the top of the basket. He won't be happy with that at all. Gary Jarvis picks up the birdie there. He'll be happy with that one.
Nice to see Gary Jarvis with a birdie, so that brings him on to 9 under par, equal with Johnny Wake and Cannon Larson. As we move on to hole 11, a 186 meter par 4, let's have a look at what develops with this longer hole.
Jarvis on the tee box this time. Lines it up. Gets it out a little bit wide. Hopefully it'll come back in. Johnny. Bit of a roller. Can't quite see where that went, but it's out to the left. Cannon Larson a little bit to the right. Coming in. Looks fairly handy. Sergei Sanin. Goes way out to the right. Big hook.
I think I had the big tree in the back.
Andy Davey taps a few leaves off, gets it out there. Ends up in the middle of the fairway. Sergei's second shot from the side there. Comes in fairly handy. On the left side of the fairway. Andy Davey preparing to chip up there with a sneaky little sidearm. No, he's changed his mind. With disc choice. Picked up another one. Gonna be a backhand flick. Trying to time it nicely up to the basket. Johnny from out wide. Flips it up nice and handy. Gary Jarvis. Goes past the basket. Not quite happy with that. Sergei. Straight over the top of the basket. Johnny now lining it up for a birdie. Taps it in there. Well deserved. And Andy Davey, after 2 bogeys in a row, really needs a birdie here. And nails it. Gary Jarvis on a par there. Sergei with a bogey. Kevin Larson, the other one there with a birdie.
We have a relatively unknown Cannon Larson, holding his own with 10 under par, sharing the lead with the well-known lefty Johnny Wake. Gary Jarvis is on 9 under par, then Andy Davey is on 8 under, and Sergei Sanin is on 7 under. As we move on to the next hole, number 12 and 80 meter par 3.
Thanks for that, Gus. And we can see Johnny on the tee box now. Whips it out there with a sidearm. Followed by Cannon Larson. Nice little backhand there. Gets it up over the green there. Andy Davey. Nice little backhand drive. All looks fairly safe so far. There's Gary. He's teeing off. There's the basket there in the distance. You can just see his disc land behind the green. Sergei Sanin. Nice little drive as well. Have a look there at their second shots coming up. One from the trees. Gary Jarvis from the side. Cannon lining up a shot here. Oh, bounces through. Good attempt. That's just what you don't need. He won't be happy at all now. It'll be a bogey for him. And we see Andy Davey putting there for par. In fact, everybody gets a par there, except for Cannon Larson. Ends up with a bogey there, unfortunately.
Not much changes on the score line, but let's just take a look at the score. And remind you all to hit the subscribe button so you can see more disc golf filmed here in Aotearoa. Hole 13 is a 71-meter par 3 hole that cuts across a lump on a downward slope. The basket is elevated under a tree, which makes the putt difficult. I see Johnny Wake has already thrown his driver by the time Daz gets his shit together to film the tee off.
Sometimes the players don't wait for the cameraman, Gus. Anyway, Andy's about to tee off here. That's not a bad looking shot, it's bounced off the hill. Gary Jarvis on 9 under par. Gets it where he wants it to go. Under the tree. Big Shannon. Opting for a little sidearm there. 70 metres till under the tree. Looks like it's fairly handy. Cannon Larson, also 9 under. Opting for a backhand. Skipped it down a bit further than he would like. Here they are, attempting their second throws. Actually, that's Gary for 3. Cannon Larson. So just a birdie there for Sergei Sanin. As we move on to the next hole, and Johnny's still in the lead. Oh no, 11 under.
Hole 14 is another par 4, so this will most suit Andy and Johnny Wake with their big arms. The hole is 163 meters, and the tee-off is over a pond to a tree-lined fairway that can cause trouble if the disc is not shaped correctly on its way to the basket. And we have Sergei Sanin on the tee box. Looks like his disc has hit that first tree in the row of trees that dominate the fairway.
And now we see Johnny Wake teeing off. Looks like he shaped that one properly. Right in the middle of the fairway. You can just see it right at the end there, red disc bouncing in the grass. Andy Davey on the tee box. We expect to see him get some distance. It's just a matter of getting that shape right, as Gus was saying. And he's well out there. He's towards the end of the row of trees by the look of it. Gary Jarvis there. Gets his disc out into a similar position. Probably not quite as far or quite as deep. Cannon Larson next on the tee box there. Nice looking straight drive. Looks like he's fairly safe in there. Sergei Sanin with a big arcing recovery shot. Trying to keep away from those trees. Get it up near the basket. Andy from in amongst the trees. Gets it up there. Gary Jarvis with his second throw. Looks like he got caught on one of the trees at the end there.
Did you see it?
And from the other side of the fairway, Cannon Larson with a great looking recovery shot towards the basket. Unfortunate to get that roll at the end, taking him further away from the basket. Sergei having a punt. Oh, close enough. Cannon Larson going for a long range putt here. Up there here too. Good attempt, right under the bowl. Andy Davey slides under the basket. And Gary Jarvis from out wide. Straight through. Misses it. Johnny trying to make good with his attempt and over the top of the basket. So it's one of those unlucky ones.
Not much for the highlight reel, is here? Hey, what the fuck? A putty should get it anyway.
Well, no birdies there, just 2 bogeys and 3 pars. Not an easy hole, but a very beautiful one, possibly the signature hole of the course here at Buckley. Did you see that oh no bro, Daz? Maybe it's just this basket. It's like it's been sprayed with this repellent. Hole 15 is a possible ace run, as the basket is only 61 meters straight in front of the tee. The problem is that it's located on the slope of a hill behind a conifer tree.
Johnny Wake tees off, 11 under par there. Gets it behind the conifer tree. Andy Davey on the tee box, still capable of putting something out to topple Johnny.
Well, that's a
Gets it up, you can just see the base of the basket there. Now the man from Paikokariki. Nice little flick. Looks like it lands very close. stopped on the hill. Sergey Sanin. Another forehand flick. Gary Jarvis gets it up there, hopefully. Sergey Sanin from down the hill. Andy Davey putting for a birdie. No luck there. Now we have Ken Larson lining it up for a birdie. Makes it look easy. It's his first birdie for a while. That's good. And he finishes off. Gary. We move on to the next one. Tell us all about it, Gus.
Well, that cuts Johnny's lead to one throw, as now Ken Larson makes his way onto the tee pad. This hole coming up, number 16, is another par 4. It is 202 meters long and cuts across a golf fairway and turns into a group of trees.
Sort of the black here would be like the EPO one
Shot cannon.
Nice looking shot there from Cannon. Gets a fair distance. And here's the left-hander Johnny.
Yeah, that this
I
is
think he's a little bit further left than he wanted.
So tuned. Just so sweet.
Andy Davey.
Nice Andy. Shot Andy. Oh, coming out of it. Wow. They passed that corner, I think.
Sergey Sanin representing Wino.
It is supposed to be pronounced Winnow.
Yeah.
Fairly straight looking drive there from Sergey.
Shot.
Didn't get the curve he wanted, I don't think. Now we've got Gary Jarvis on the tee box. A big backhand.
Hit it.
Looks like it's pulled over to the left a bit. Not exactly where he wanted it to go. There he is from the side. Near the drive in. It's a pretty handy looking recovery shot. Gets straight across the fairway there. Sergey tries to make up for that first shot as well. From the other side of the fairway we've got Andy.
Shot Andy.
Tries to curve in there. Johnny, second throw, nice little bouncy shot. Skips in there, not too far away from the basket really. Ken Larson gets caught up in a tree there. It's okay. Gets it a little bit closer to the basket. It's tucked in behind those trees. Gary Jarvis from out wide. Got a few trees to get through. Gets up by the basket. Fairly handy. Ken Larson. Just chips it under the basket as well. Andy Davey. Manages to get a birdie on that one. Johnny Wake now going for a birdie, and he manages one as well. Gary Jarvis with a double bogey there. Not too happy with going out of bounds on the tee.
So with that birdie, Johnny moves to 12 under par. 2 throws ahead of Ken and Larson. With only 2 holes to go, and since distance isn't a problem, Johnny has probably got this one sewn up. Hole number 17 is another hole that cuts across the golf fairway towards another group of trees. It is 117 meters long and is a par 3.
And here we have Johnny Wake on the tee box. Needs a big throw here. Oops, it's a tree. It's about halfway through the flight. Now we'll go back to Andy Davey. Interesting that he's doing a sidearm here. Gets through that row of trees. Ken and Larson looking at a backhand. Gets caught up a little bit. Sergei Sanin. Looks like he's stopped by that tree as well. We got Gary Jarvis on the tee box. And that one looks like it gets over and through. Nice throw from Gary there. Andy Davey looking to chip it up. Definitely favouring the sidearm this season. Oh, right under the basket. Jake from out wide. Straight past the basket. Sergei. Another chip up. Gary Jarvis. Just over the back there. Johnny from a long way back. This is it. So he'll be in for a bogey. Everybody else finishes off. Everyone else there got a par. Johnny slips back by 1 point.
And now there is only one throw that makes the difference. But this hole number 18 is a monster, the longest on the course. The 305-meter par 5 is at least 3 good drives, to a point you could attempt to putt.
Players shake hands, being the last hole. Ken and Larson sussing it out. There's only 1 stroke in it. He wants to make sure he gets a good throw, but this is a long hole. And again, I'm surprised with a forehand throw from Andy. Gets a distance, but he doesn't get past that group of trees in the middle. Ken and Larson looking for a big throw. put it out there in the middle of the fairway. Sergey Senin. Lets it drift out to the middle of the fairway. Gary Jarvis.
Oh, come on.
That was it.
Nice drive.
Oh my goodness.
He's happy.
It was not what
Last but not least, Johnny Wake. So he'd be looking at 2 or 3 good drives here.
Thank you.
Andy Davey, second throw from under the trees. Backhand drive through into the other paddock, as it were. Gary Jarvis, second throw. Sergey Senin. Nobody gets into too much trouble on these second throws. Johnny.
And a roller.
Big power shot up towards the basket.
Start cannon. That's probably going to be about the same result.
Still quite a distance from here. Gary Jarvis pumps one out there.
That was looking good, Gary. Yeah, until it wasn't. Yeah.
Kenan Larson. Firing it up the middle there. Up towards the clubhouse. Other side arm from Andy.
Right, dude. It was coming out.
We've got Sergey from out
Going
wide
to do something tricky.
from the basket.
He's going to do a roller, I think.
He got that over too quickly. He's
Curves it
going
around,
mean.
gets it towards where he wants to go.
He's probably there for sure. This time.
Gary Jarvis. Another decent sized throw.
Settle. Settle. In.
Another little chip up from Cannon. Inching closer towards the basket. A little chip in there from Andy. Kenan Larson lining up, he really needs this. Straight through the chains. That'd be annoying. Jarvis lining it up.
How long we known each other? 20 years? That's the eyes. He's been calling his friend Carson.
He needs this one as well. Straight throw again. Johnny hunting for a bird. Makes it look easy,
Cheers.
takes out the win. And there's the man he just bit, Cannon Larson. Larson picking up a double bogey there on the last hole. On this course, just to concentrate the whole game.
Hey guys,
It's going to be a tough one. Well, that's another tournament wrap up for Road Disc. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Once again, thanks for watching Bro Disc coverage from the Buckley Blowout. It certainly was an awesome tournament. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.